Miley Cyrus just got a restraining order against a stalker who she says has been obsessed with her, and he showed up at her home just days after he was released from prison. TMZ obtained court documents showing that Miley filed for a temporary restraining order this week against a 52-year-old man named Alexander Cardalian.
Miley Cyrus has revealed she's getting a restraining order against her 52-year-old stalker, who allegedly showed up to her house only a few days after getting out of prison, and fans are incredibly concerned about it.
Miley claims Alexander has been writing her obsessive letters since 2018. He often requests money and makes explicit comments about wanting her.
A 52-year-old man named Alexander Cardalian has been stalking and sending letters to Miley's house since 2018, and she's finally had enough. TMZ reported on the case and revealed that Miley has had to get court-ordered protection because of the man, meaning it's actually become incredibly serious. Alexander seemed to show up at Miley's house just days after he was released from prison. And he even proceeded to show up several times after as well. He was initially arrested in December last year and had spent half a year in prison until he was released back in August. And that's when he appeared at Miley's door. However, it wasn't completely unannounced, since he seemingly sent Miley a letter where he told her all about how he would be visiting her right after he was released from prison. Thankfully, while he did try to get access to her property, he was stopped by her security team before he could make it very far, and the police were called immediately. After the initial incident, he was warned that he would be arrested should he ever return to her property in the future. Unfortunately, the warning didn't seem to hold, since he did in fact show up once again. The situation was starting to get seriously worrying for Miley, and she even shared how he had written her a letter telling her that he doesn't even care if he lives if she didn't respond to his letters. A lot of his letters seem to be incredibly disturbing in many ways, especially since some of them even include a lot of sexual comments about and towards her. He's even sent some where he allegedly asks for money. And while the letters have been going on since 2018, the actually stalking started in 2022 when he first showed up at her house. Miley also shared how she was fully aware of the fact that Alexander was clearly dealing with a lot of severe mental health issues in her court report, and she even claimed that he was unhealthily obsessed with her life, which is why he was doing all of this. According to TMZ, Alexander even went as far as using her address for health insurance purposes. It's no wonder that Miley grew increasingly concerned with his behavior and was even concerned for her mom's safety, which is why she requested the extra protection. Thankfully, her request was taken seriously by the judge, and it was even ordered that Alexander is no longer legally allowed to contact Miley in any way, shape, or form. He's even been banned from being near her musical or her public appearances, and should stay at least 100 yards away from her at all times. And that includes her home, her car, and any and all venues she might find herself at. Fans were extremely concerned to learn about the issue, especially because of how close to her the stalker was able to get. That's a frightening situation. Glad Miley is taking action to protect herself. Stay safe, everyone. Yikes, that's nerve-wracking to say the least. At least she hasn't been harmed yet, but that's dangerous. People are so weird and creepy about celebrities. Leave them alone. You don't know them. Hasn't she dealt with enough weirdos in her life? People need to leave her alone. However, some fans were questioning why she waited 5 years to get a restraining order when it was very clear that he could potentially be dangerous from the very first letter. But this could very well be due to the fact that this isn't the first time she's dealt with creepy fans. And it's definitely hard to tell how serious things are until they get real. Thankfully, it seems like Miley has a pretty decent case against the man, and hopefully the restraining order will keep him away in the future. What do you think about this situation? Let me know your thoughts down below, and don't forget to check this next video.